I love piercings. I love it when strangers stab me with big old needles and then make me give them my lunch money. And don't forget the tip. I have so many that I still want to get. Piercings, not tips. Anyways, I'm going to talk about all the piercings I have and the pain I had to go through to look this sick. First up, we've got a classic, earlobe piercings. When I was a kid, my mom took me to have them done in a Walmart. Some lady used a piercing gun, and I think she fudged them up. I had to get them redone, I believe. I have like 2 sets of holes on each earlobe, so I think that's what happened. I know that you're definitely not supposed to pierce yourself with one of those little guns. Those are bad news. Always go to a reputable piercer at a nice, clean shop. Make sure they explain things clearly to you, people. I personally don't like keeping earrings in. I only wear them if I'm going out and I want to look cool. I keep them out for a really long time, so I will admit that I've had to force them in, and that never ends well. So don't be like me. That stuff hurts. Still gonna do it though. Also, just wanted to mention that I absolutely hate when folks go and they get their little baby girl's ears pierced. We're talking like newborn to 12-month-old babies. And even after they hit the year mark, I still don't think that's okay. Like, we have fake earrings for a reason. You don't have to get your baby stabbed. Wait till they can understand what's happening, and then they can make that choice. On to the next piercing. When I turned 17, I begged my parents to sign the paperwork for me to get my belly button pierced. This was when I was still with my ex, who I'll just call Baldy from now on, since that's all I can think of. I was feeling rebellious because I'd mentioned how I wanted to get the piercing to Baldy, and he was very much against it. So I said F him and did it anyway, because of course I did. We went to a tattoo shop that also sold the ice cream you can get where they lay it out and roll it up in front of you. Like they lay it out on the little freezer thing. They put it in a cup and put on whatever toppings you pick. The ice cream was kind of meh. They also had a statue that looked like Hitler. I'll put a picture of him in here if I can find it, but yeah. It's probably a different guy, obviously. Why would they have a statue of Hitler there? But he looked so creepy, and he had the stash and everything. If you know who he is, leave a comment, because I have no clue. After I got the piercing, I just kept thinking my guts would fall out somehow. It hurt, but it was manageable. The worst of it was trying to heal the thing. I couldn't lay on my stomach, and that stunk. The piercer told me that to clean it, I had to wash it and then move the bar back and forth. In my recent experience, you're not supposed to do that. You're actually supposed to just use saline spray and leave the things alone for your body to do the work. I think that's for most piercings. Pretty sure that it got infected. I remember it being red and itchy all the time, and soon I had this stomach pain that just wouldn't go away. So I ditched it one day. I still have the scars though. They look pretty funny after having 2 kids with all the stretch marks and stuff. Now, my absolute favorite piercing. My septum. My ride or die. 100 out of 10, I would go back in time to relive the experience. I did it on a whim one day years ago. To feel in control of myself when I was sad. No, I'm not an impulsive person. Shush. I convinced my very Christian cousin to take me, and she felt so out of place in the tattoo shop, dressed up in her church attire. She's a real one for that though, we had a blast. Pretty sure this was when I was 18, but I am not certain. I can't quite remember. We stayed really late waiting for my turn, and I was the last appointment that day. The lady who did it was nice, but when she stabbed me, the needle actually went through and cut the other side of my nose, so I have a teeny scar there still. I'm not mad about it, it just gives my nose more character. The piercer also asked for a phone number since it was getting really late so she could make sure we got home safe. I thought that was pretty sweet. She was a real one too. On to one of the crazier ones I've done. My tongue. I was also feeling rebellious in my divorce era. I wanted to feel in control and made yet another impulse decision. I actually wanted a tongue piercing for a really long time. I remember watching videos of other people getting them and talking about the healing process. I even had a few dreams that I had one, so it was destiny. I went to the tattoo shop with my mom. Same shop I got my septum, different piercer. And let me just say, this piercing felt crazy weird. It hurt, but wasn't unbearable. The worst part was being afraid I'd bleed out. There wasn't really any blood, though, that I remember. Pretty sure the piercer also gave me a bar that was way too short for the healing process, but it had the Cheshire Cat's face on it, so at least it was cool as heck. Unfortunately, it swelled up a lot. It was kind of hilarious, but uncomfortable. Once the swelling went down, pretty quickly by the way, since I think tongue piercings are actually one of the easiest piercings to heal, I felt so hot, but ended up taking it out because 1, it was gross. Food would get caught around it, and I'd be bumping it all the time trying to talk. And 2, I had such bad health anxiety at the time that I thought it was gonna get infected and I would die. So I retired her too. But honestly, I don't regret it. Her time has come and gone. Now, on to the last piercing. And this one is actually a crazy combo. My nips. I got them done back in March of this year. And so far I love them with my whole heart. And chest. I couldn't stop thinking about how, since I'd been pregnant and breastfeeding so long, I wanted to do something to make my body feel like mine again. Then, upon seeing a Friday the 13th sale going on at the tattoo place where I got my last piercings, I figured it was the perfect opportunity. My youngest son had just turned 1 and I needed to wean him off the boob, so this was the motivation to begin the process. I didn't realize, however, what a difficult process that would be. And unfortunately, I didn't wean him in time. I wasn't even sure when my milk would dry up. I ended up having to wait until the next Friday the 13th to roll around, a month later. I actually went in with a plan for a tattoo, but the line was too long, so I opted for the piercings instead. I finally weaned my son, and I'm pretty sure my milk was gone by that time, at least for the most part, considering when the guy pierced me, he didn't get shot or anything, which is a relief. There was a heck of a lot of blood, though. Oh my goodness. Oof. It was for sure the most painful piercings I've gotten so far. But again, it wasn't intolerable, since it was over in like a half a second. That second nip sure hits different, though. Ugh! My mother went with me yet again, but this time she hung out with the kids in the car while I got stabbed. So thanks for that, Ma. Afterwards, they stung very badly and were easy to bump into considering I have to lift children up on the daily. But about a week later, the pain just sort of went away. They take a very long time to actually heal. My piercer said 6 to 9 months, but I think it's like a year at the very most. I thought I'd be in pain for the entire time, and it might be a unique experience, but they give me no trouble at all. After the first week, I could sleep on my chest, and there hasn't even been any swelling. I love flashing myself anytime I go to the bathroom and feeling like a baddie. Feeling like a hot mom. I definitely recommend getting them if you're interested in just seeing what happens. Hey, you can always take them out. And that's all of my piercing experiences. I definitely plan to get more in the future. I have so many that I think are just the cutest. Currently fixating on bridge piercings. That would look so sick. Don't think I have the anatomy for it though. What kind of piercings do you have or plan to get in the future? What piercings would you absolutely never be caught getting? Leave me some comments. And you better have a nice day. Or else I'm gonna stab your nips. Okay, bye.